Alright, get ready. Okay, let's leave.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Bishop.
Here.
Mr. Mancuso.
Here.
Mr. Howard.
Here.
Ms. Zigas. Mr. Jackson. Oops. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Moving on, November minutes. Everybody get a chance to look at them. For any questions, comments, corrections? Now I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's passed. Finance. Everybody's got a copy of the finance from Steve. Any questions for Steve? And Steve, if you have any anything you want to tell us? Not.
No, we have claims totaling $20,589.89 that need to be approved. And you have, like you said, copies of month-to-date and year-to-date financials. And those should read 11/30, 1 month ended 11/30. The title's wrong.
All right. Any questions for Steve?
Some of those are getting reimbursed, correct? I know from last meeting, some of the billings.
Yeah, there were some Asbury billings from the last meeting that are supposed to be reimbursed
Okay.
All those.
by the toll road ITRCC.
Who's initiating that, I guess? Or,
Well, we did initiate that,
Okay.
and Stuart Carney, who's the attorney for the ITRCC, acknowledged that they got them, and they're reviewing them and processing them. And I do not recall the exact amount. I want to say it was in the neighborhood of 21,000 or
Yeah,
thereabouts.
pretty good amount.
But yeah, that's
Right.
reimbursable. Absolutely.
Okay.
I thought that was reimbursable. Any other questions on finance? Not. Motion to approve. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you, Steve. Okay, next on the agenda, we don't really have much of an agenda, but what I need to do is talk about a little bit about, this is basically, technically the last meeting of the year, and we have two people that are not coming back. They said they're not coming back, Doug and Clay. Thanks for serving on the board all these years. I have not gotten the reappointment for those two yet. So I've not gotten a reappointment from Gene either. So I'm still waiting for the commissioners and the council to give me a couple members of the board. Jerry's been reappointed by the mayor. Of course, you're automatically. Mitch is still on board. Their terms are still up. I've been reappointed. So right now we're a couple board members short for next year. We won't get those probably. Commissioners won't appoint it probably till the first Wednesday in January, and the council won't reappoint till the end of January. So we're not going to have a full board when it comes to January. That's the reason why I'm trying to get this.
Well, we should still have a quorum, correct? Even
Well,
if council
can we
doesn't?
still? Well, yeah, we still have a quorum, don't
As
we?
long as you have a quorum. Plus, I'd have to take a look at the bylaws to see if they read.
The 31st is they're up.
Well, I get that they're up, but there's sometimes language in bylaws, and I just don't have ours memorized, obviously.
Yeah.
But they sometimes say or until someone else is appointed. So there sometimes is a carryover. Now,
I don't think
No.
it says that.
okay, and again, if Doug or whoever does not want to be carried over, they don't have to be carried over.
Yeah.
But as long as
I don't want to come back.
Yeah, I mean,
This one here. Yeah, the perfect counter.
But as long as we have a quorum, we can conduct business.
Okay.
Rather, if there are vacancies, so be it. But we can still conduct business.
Okay.
So there would only be. Has Gene been reappointed? Is Gene up for appointment?
Gene's up for reappointment too.
Hasn't been reappointed
Has
yet.
not been reappointed yet.
So we have right now. We know for sure we'll have 4.
There's 4, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, Mitch, me, and the Dale.
Well, certainly, until we get more bodies appointed, whenever we set a meeting, for example, if this litigation ends and we need to have a quick meeting,
Right.
we better make sure, obviously, that everybody can attend because we don't have any room for vacancies. Yeah.
Right. And then, of course, in January, we got a president, vice president, and we're going to need a secretary now because Doug's leaving us. So, and of course, we'll appoint the attorney and finance. And I got Steve's contact. I'll look at it and email it to everybody. And we can vote on that in January too, whenever we have a meeting. So,
We could set that meeting today.
in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see from there. Hopefully, the next thing in the business is basically what's going on with the lawsuit. What are we doing? I know. Ken's not here to talk to us about it, but is there anything that will we be able to have it by the end of the year?
The lack of a decision is odd.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, this isn't normal. There are time frames for responding. Obviously, not that everyone probably remembers, we filed a motion to dismiss to the petition. In the non-administrative law judge world, meaning in the regular courtroom world, you have specific deadlines, whether they be 20 days, 23 days, 30 days to respond. And the petitioner hasn't responded at all to our motion. So now we're past 90 days, and our counsel in South Bend had indicated that usually after that time period, the administrative law judge is going to make a ruling. We would think favorably to the board, in that I think our motion was well-founded and there was no response to it. But they haven't done it. They haven't made a motion. We still haven't gotten a response. And there we sit. There's been some emailing back between myself and I think some of the board members and our South Bend attorneys. So I may give them a call before the end of the week after this meeting and just say, look, at what point do we file some type of request for a decision, whether it be like a status conference? Mm-hmm. You can always file for a status conference, which they can have telephonically. So I think, we're to the point now where we just can't leave it languish forever. We need to award this bid and get this project started. So I will kind of talk to our counsel in South Bend and say, look, I think, isn't there something we can file here to bring this to a head and get a favorable decision? But you're right. The next order of business would be, the next big order of business for the board is awarding the bid and moving forward on the project.
Right. I mean, we got everybody else got one from Ken Jones this morning that basically Slade's Construction, we didn't say we'd go with them yet, but they're holding their bid, that bid they gave us to the 31st of January.
Right.
So.
Yeah, generally prices go up for materials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been, 13 months? Or it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that they've.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the last one I would anticipate.
Yeah. I mean, the board can always, and it wouldn't be my recommendation, or I'm sure our co-counsel's recommendation to move forward, but there's nothing legally that prevents you from moving forward. You just have to understand that the risk is, if there were some favorable or favorable decision to the petitioner that somehow would undo what we've done, and we have pipes in the ground, that's a big problem.
It's a big problem. What does the board want to do?
I mean, I certainly would recommend that we wait. We wait until we see if, I think we wait until our January meeting, and hopefully by then we've had some determination, and we sneak in under their extension to January 31st.
Yeah, making a move now doesn't do much for us unless it's to get us under the wire on the contract.
Right.
So if we do have something, maybe this month, if we hear something, we can probably have a special meeting.
Correct.
I know it'd be kind of hard to be around Christmas and all that, but hopefully we can put a quorum together.
The question would be, if we don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, we still need to have a January meeting.
Yeah, we still have
if there isn't a determination made by our January meeting, then that's when we have to make a tough decision.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I still think it's risky to move forward, but I'm not. It's not my money, But I mean, my recommendation would be we can't move forward till that case is resolved, period.
Right.
I missed the conversation. How long is our contract extension with Cell?
January 31st.
31st of January.
Okay.
Well, I'm in favor of that conference, for status update, just to, whatever the, attorneys determine, but I think that's not a bad move to kind of nudge a little.
Right.
Whatever
We
we
could
get
go
done
down and sit in this
before January
classroom.
31st, I'd
Courtroom.
support it, but whatever we could do, to get that iron out by the 31st is, I think, what we need to do.
I'll talk to our council in South Bend, let them know the deadlines, let them know the extension date, kind of the sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Because I'm just afraid we won't get any more extensions. It's been 13 months.
I'm sure material prices will go up after the new year. That's the norm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That being said, any public comments? Public comments. Any public comments? Okay. Public comments closed. Moving on, we don't really have any new business or old business to talk about. All I really wanted to do was find out where we're going and what's happening. This the legal things that you told us. Other than that, what date do we want to meet for in January? Wow.
The second would be our normal meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
That's not good.
That's not good.
The 9th?
Yeah.
January 9th?
That'd be it.
Any comment from the board? If not, I'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion adjourned. Thank you.